Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. We're a week out from the release of the next patch, which means we are in reveal season. So this is one of the champions that's going to be mainlining the patch, and this expansion is called Fate's Voyage, coming out in 1 week on Wednesday. The new mechanic they're adding to the game is elementals. So now many spells and skills are going to get this elemental subtype that you see down here. And here's one example of a card. This Deluge 5 cost slow. For the rest of the game, all of your elemental spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. So that's a interesting spell and can definitely have some synergies for champions that use a lot of elemental spells, such as Nami or Annie. Here's a list of all of the spells and skills that are going to be getting that elemental keyword. I'm not sold on this effect yet. We haven't seen exactly how they're going to be implementing it. I think this could be a really interesting addition to the game, but I'm not quite as excited yet as I was for something like the ambush mechanic for Nidalee. So let's go take a look at the cards they've revealed so far. Alright, first up, there's the Deluge we've already talked about. Then there's the Wizened Helmsman, so 7 cost, 5/5. Play, manifest 2 different elemental spells you've played this game. They cost 0 this round. So this is a expensive card with just a okay stat line for its cost, but the fact it's going to be creating 2 of those elemental spells. If you played other very expensive elemental spells like the Deluge we just showed, which is a 5 cost, then this card could really pay for itself if it's going to be generating some of those more expensive spells and letting you play them for free. Taking a look at the card art, I think all of the cards are going to be themed, or at least the support package for the champion, are going to be themed around like Indian mysticism, and you can see that right here. And they all have that special water effect, which does look quite nice. Next up we have Vicrosh the Exuberant, so 3 cost, 2/2, elusive, and attune. Pretty solid baseline. Yes, the stats are a little bit weaker, but that's because of the keywords he has. And then when I'm summoned, create a Slipstream in the top 6 cards of your deck. So that Slipstream, 1 cost burst, draw 2, and give them fleeting. Now you see this doesn't have a gem at the bottom. That means you can't put this in your deck. This is only a card that can be created. This is a pretty solid spell though. 1 cost burst, draw 2. Very strong effect, even if it does give the cards fleeting. And if we look at the card art, again, very much Indian mysticism with that special water effect. I do always like when cards have other card characters in their splash art. Next up we have Formless Blade, so 1 cost burst, deal 2 to a unit. It can't drop below 1 health from this damage. So this is very similar to Jack and his spell, except his is based on the unit you're using. I think it's called Prize Fight, where here this is just a spell. Pretty solid 1 cost burst, that's very good. Dealing 2 damage, even if it doesn't kill the unit, is still a solid spell. Especially this is something to be great to pair with Annie, boosting up that damage even more. If we look at the card art, very simple and pretty. Last up we have Wildfire, and this is the card I'm most excited for. So 1 cost slow, deal 1 to the enemy nexus, increased by 1 for each other Wildfire you've played, and then create a Wildfire in your deck. I think this card is going to be absolutely amazing if we can get this on Annie. 1, its damage is going to be increased by her star powers, but then also there's a lot of other powers that would be very synergistic with this. So slow but steady, so this goes off twice. Wild inspiration, so all the created copies are then free, or counterfeit copies, so you're shuffling more of these into your deck. I think this will be a very fun card to use, and as you see, it's just Annie causing a Wildfire. Now, my prediction is that the champion is going to be fairly cheap, like a 2 or 3 cost champion, maybe having something like Quick Attack, and is probably about playing a lot of these cheap spells. Now, that's my just prediction. We should see the champion tomorrow, and we'll be covering that reveal as well as all the card reveals leading up to this expansion. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.